finger of suspicion unmistakably points to the territory of our neighbor, Pakistan. The interrogation of the captured terrorist has yielded valuable material evidence. The origins of the 10 terrorists who entered India have been established conclusively.
The non-state actors coming from heaven? Question is of the non-state actors. Are the non-state actors coming from heaven? Or they are coming from a different planet? Non-state actors are located in the territory of a particular country.
South Asia is today in the eye of the storm of terror. The epicenter of this storm is Pakistan.
We have to galvanize the international community into dealing sternly and effectively with the epicenter of terrorism, which is located in Pakistan. The infrastructure of terrorism has to be dismantled permanently. This is for the good of the entire world community.
भारतीय तैयारे हफ्ते को पाकिस्तानी फजाई हदूद की खिलाफवर्जी करते हुए आजाद कश्मीर और लाहौर सेक्टर में घुस आए। पाक फजाइयों ने जवाबी कार्रवाई करके वापस भगा दिया।
Whenever we Pakistanis say this act of terror in Mumbai was done by Mossad, raw RSS, Naxos, everybody would blame us to be as spies. So let's take the Indian and the Western sources.
Okay.
Amarish Misra, as I said, he is a secular Indian. Misra wrote a series of articles after this particular incident which happened. And here he writes that Mumbai terror attack further evidence of the Anglo-USA Mossad RSS Nexus.
Yes.
This is stunning because he is making it very categoric. The British, American, Israelis and Indian fascist agencies are involved in Mumbai. He does not say ISI, Lashkar-e-Taiba or Pakistan are involved. And it's not just that he's saying it. Andrew Marshall is a very respected writer. And Marshall says, the presence of foreign-looking, fair-skinned commandos who calmly gunned down dozens of people after drinking a few beers indicate that the Mumbai attack were likely the work of the Anglo-American covert intelligence operations, not indigenous Indian Muslims or for that matter, Arab or Al-Qaeda terrorists. Eyewitness accounts categorically prove that this terrorist actually sat in a cafe first, drank beer, bought lots of beer for themselves, paid their bills, calmly came out, took out their guns, started to fire, and they were blonde-looking Westerners. They were not, as Marshall is saying this categorically. And these reports have been corroborated by the police officers as well. The police officers who went into that Jewish house, he says, I was shocked and surprised. I thought they would be terrorists like us. They would be people Indian looking, but they were Westerners, blondes, and they fired back on us and then we fired back.
Who were they?
This is the stunning part. They were the Mossad operatives. They were operating because this is what the history, the other reports of the Nariman house and the Chabad house suggested very categorically that dozens of people were staying in that house for a very long period of time. Indian
this
media,
Nariman house.
In the Nariman house, in the Jewish house, which primarily was a Jewish headquarters, which was a Mossad headquarters for covert operations, for drawing up this entire plan against...
Carrying out all this terrorist activity,
exactly.
basically.
And Marshall also says, you see, that it is clearly saying that these terrorists look like Anglo-American covert operatives. Use this word. Understand this word. These were not Lashkar-e-Taiba operatives. They were Anglo-American covert ops. Now, and also, the police officer who entered the Nariman house says, I went into the building last night. I was shocked because they were white. I was expecting them to look like us. They fired 3 shots. I fired 10 back. Now, this is a police officer, an eyewitness account. He was engaged in operations on that day.
Okay.
Now, the Nariman house affairs bring Mossad angle to the fore. I am not saying this. Misra is saying this again. And again then he writes, people do not understand Zionism will never be able to understand what happened in Mumbai. This is very stunning statement because people need to understand what Zionism is, whether Jewish Zionism or Christian Zionism or Hindu Zionism. Misra very categorically writes, the death of Hemant Kirkare remains a mystery. All official versions are contradictory. Some say he was killed near the CST, some say that he was killed near the Chama Hospital, some near the Metro Cinema, and some that he was killed while in the police jeep. And that's a fact that this police officer was particularly targeted by his own team of police. He was from the anti-terrorist. The Indian Mumbai police is about 40,000 strong. But this anti-terrorist squad is different. They are not part of the Mumbai police. So basically, practically what Misra also writes and Indian other writers also write that from 11 p.m. at night till 1 a.m. in the morning for 3 hours, the Indian police was not there. Written on 19th of December, Misra says, was the Mumbai attack a contractual terrorist operation?
Yep.
And he says, one of the 2 Indian men arrested for allegedly buying mobile phone cards used by the gunmen was a counter-insurgency police officer who may have been on an undercover
mission
duty. Now another, he says, senior police officer in Indian Kashmir, which has been at the heart of the tensions between India and Pakistan, demands that the release of the officer Mukhtar Ahmed, saying that he was their own and had been involved in infiltrating Kashmiri militant groups. Primarily, it is the implication of Ahmed's involvement that Indian agents may have been in touch with the militants and perhaps supplied the SIM cards as well. It is categorically proven now that the people who supplied the telephones and the SIM cards to the terrorists work for the Indian intelligence. One of the houses which was supposedly under attack was a Jewish house. It was Chabad House or Nariman House, whatever its name was. Now, one of the Western writers, his name is Wayne Madsen, and he writes on WayneMadsenReport.com.
It's the 29th of November.
Yes, and he categorically writes, there is a history of Chabad houses not only being used as safe houses and logistics center for Israeli intelligence, but as a storefront for criminal activity. You see, this particular house was basically a Mossad headquarters. The Belfast Telegraph on its website very categorically says that the Chief Minister said today, UK, that 2 gunmen arrested after the Mumbai massacre were of British descent.
Yes, sir.
And they arrested 8 people, but this news was played down by British authorities. Indians are saying now they have only arrested 1 lone gunman. But in the heat of the moment, their minister acknowledged to the British Telegraph that they have captured 8 people. And they were from various nationalities. They carried American passports, British passports, Mauritian passports, and Malaysian passports. And this is, I'm not saying this, the British media and the Indian media is saying that. In the heat of the moment, while Indians were trying to convince the world that the Pakistani terrorists are inside, they actually aired, supposedly, a conversation between a terrorist locked up inside and the Indian media. And that conversation is on YouTube, is on net, is recorded. And on that conversation, anybody who understands Urdu or differences with Hindi can make it out categorically very clear. The person speaking that language is speaking pure Hindi. He is not speaking Urdu.
There's a difference.
There's a difference. And his accent is Indian. His accent is not Pakistani. That the so-called terrorist whom they show as a Pakistani walking around carrying a gun was actually wearing a saffron band on his hand.
Orange band.
That orange band. And that orange band is called Kalawa. And if you go to the Wikipedia even, search what Kalawa is, and it categorically says it's a Zionist Hindu religious band worn for protection. And it is an orange-yellow mix with different connotations. And interestingly, no Muslim on earth would wear a saffron band. Saffron is not even an ordinary Hindu band. It's a band representing the hardcore Zionist extremist ideology. And this is something fascinating again, because the man they are presenting to be Pakistanis are either speaking Marathi or speaking Hindi or wearing saffron bands, and still their Indians are trying. And this is, everything happened within the heat of the moment because they could not control the media at that time. Lots of things kept coming. And we recorded that. And this we have documented that now. All Indian and Western sources, not a single Pakistani source we have quoted here. The Indian Minority State Minister actually raised the issue in the Parliament and asking for a solid inquiry. But what actually happens at the time? the entire Indian parliament goes after him, literally forces him to withdraw his statement. The fascists, again, this is again a sign that the fascists have won in the Indian parliament.
And they've got greater influence in the parliament.
Exactly. That man, Antoli, was brave enough to take his stand. He stood his ground for a very long period of time, suggesting no. Yes, there is a suspicious character to his death of the police officer. Some fascists are involved in killing him. He has not been killed by so-called Pakistani terrorists. There is something which must be investigated. Yes. And he was forced to back down in the parliament by the fascists. And this is what I'm saying. Indian Federation has been taken over by fascists. The nationalists, the seculars have lost the war in India. They wrote the whole thing, they orchestrated it, but as we said, idiots as they are, they goofed the picture.
जी क्या पाकिस्तान के हैदराबाद से आप रहने वाले हैं?
नहीं प्यारे नहीं, ये दक्कन हैदराबाद दक्कन
हेमंत करकरे ये नहीं आ रहे और उनके साथी एक ही गाड़ी में बैठ के जो प्रोटोकॉल के खिलाफ है उनको फौरन कुछ तो भी ऐसा कहा गया होगा। किसने कहा ये मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं। इनके दिल के अंदर चोर क्यों है ये मेरी समझ में नहीं आता।
जंग ये शुरू करेंगे, हम सिर्फ ये गारंटी देते हैं कि अल्लाह की कसम अब दिल्ली से पहले हम नहीं रुकेंगे, खत्म हम करेंगे इसको।